The red flag warning is in effect tonight, and it's expected to be lifted tomorrow morning. Meanwhile, SDG&E says power will not be fully restored for several more days until conditions are calm enough to send crews out.
The public safety power shutoffs are in an effort to prevent the Santa Ana winds from knocking down power lines and sparking a devastating wildfire. This is a legitimate concern, as the wind produced today in East County was powerful enough to take down several semi-trucks.
You've seen this video from along Interstate 8 near Alpine. Crews had to hoist those trucks upright to then tow them away and get traffic moving again. Fortunately, no one was hurt here.
As the power outages continue, many residents are turning to local resource centers for some relief.
CBS 8's Jasmine Ramirez visited Valley Center today and talked with families trying to make the best of a tough situation.
Tonight we went to Valley Center, where families went to a resource center. They were able to charge their phones and even their generators while they wait for their power to be restored. SDG&E cut power to around 50,000 customers to reduce the risk of wildfires during this red flag warning.
This is the second time that happens in the last, 10 years? But this is the longest. Last time was only like about less than a day.
Tonight we met people at a resource center set up at a library in Valley Center. Many lost power shortly after 5 p.m. yesterday.
We came here to start for our phones, lights, also our tablets and AirPods, things like that.
11-year-old Diana described what her family was doing to get through the outage.
Flashlights and candles most of the time we're using in the night, and so it can be lighting up the whole space.
The strong gusty Santa Ana winds and low humidity prompted the red flag warning that will be in effect until 4 a.m. Wednesday.
It was very calm today, which was aggravating.
Valley Center resident Janine says she was told her power may not be restored until Thursday.
I understand turning it off for high winds. That makes sense. But when there's no wind, I would think they could turn the power on so you could keep your refrigerators going and all that.
Nonetheless, everyone we spoke with was thankful to have a place to go while they wait for their power to be turned on.
This is a great idea, and I'm grateful to these people that put this together and that help the community. Yes, especially me with that big generator that I need to charge.
Jasmine Ramirez, CBS 8.
Valley Center wasn't alone. CBS 8 also visited Ramona today, where we found entire streets without power.
The wind out there definitely blowing, knocking down some branches, but fortunately no major damage reported. Walking down Main Street, you'll find several businesses that rely on Christmas sales to survive shut down because of the outages. We talked with Victoria Bradley, who owns Ramona Family Naturals, a small grocery store in the heart of Ramona. She says the power outages have forced her to throw out a lot of perishable items.
It's my heart to throw away meat, An animal died for that. I have a problem with that, and it's expensive and people need it.
At the Ramona Library, SDG&E set up a community resource center where people could charge their phones and get some ice.
Meantime, 2 firefighters are recovering tonight after they were injured battling a wildfire near Tecate today.
CAL FIRE tells us one of the firefighters has major injuries while the other has minor injuries. Both had to be airlifted to a hospital. All evacuation warnings and orders have been lifted for that fire. At last check, firefighters had it at 70% containment. It burned just over 38 acres, and the cause is still under investigation. CAL FIRE says crews will remain at the scene throughout the night.
Battling the wildfire is expected to go easier for crews now that those Santa Ana winds have calmed down a bit tonight.
Let's turn now to meteorologist Sean Stiles with what kind of weather impact crews are seeing right now.
Well, as you just said, we're starting to see those winds really die down across San Diego as the high pressure is shifting out of our region, and that's being replaced by the onshore flow. But the National Weather Service is still keeping this red flag warning, fire weather warning in place through 4 a.m. because there are still pockets of some very, very windy conditions. And I listened to that interview with the lady that said the winds weren't really that strong. Well, maybe not where she was at that moment at that time, but Sill Hill, 95 miles per hour, Buckman Springs, 80, Banning, 74, 72 in Alpine and West San Isabel, Otay Mountains, 71. So definitely some winds, and you really can't pick and choose where you want to shut the power off with winds gusting like they were today. Temperatures, it's not your typical Santa Ana where we see 80s and 90s. We were cool, comparatively speaking, with upper 70s in the inland microclimates, mid to upper 60s along the coastline, with the exception of Del Mar, where we saw some much cooler air coming in with that dry offshore flow. Looking at your 3-day forecast here, we've got some clouds in there and a chance of some moderately heavy drizzle or light rain coming in as we get into Thursday morning. This area of low pressure is moving through to the north of us. The weather impact lasts for just a half a day on Wednesday, and then we start to see that onshore increase dramatically, and that low pressure could trigger some light rain here in San Diego on Thursday. I'll have your 7-day forecast in just a bit.
Thanks, Sean. A number of schools will be closed again tomorrow as a result of the weather and power shutoffs.
That includes Alpine Union, Dehesa, Hamul del Zura Union, and the Julian Union Elementary and High School districts.
Schools in the Mountain Empire, Spencer Valley, and Warner Unified School Districts will also be closed.
We're told the Verona Indian Charter School in the Lakeside Union School District and Vivian Banks Charter School in the Bonsall Unified School District will also be closed due to power shutoffs.
And remember, for the latest weather conditions and alerts on the go, you can download our free CBS 8 app from Google Play or the App Store.